This is one of the best door blockers that I have seen on the market. Hey everyone, welcome back to Pawpaw's Workshop. Home security is something that's very important, and it's something that I take very seriously. And one of the things that I want to be able to do is secure my exterior doors better than what they already are. Now in the past with the deadbolts, I've put in the long 3-inch screws and I've done different things, but I want to be able to add one more level of security. And that's why I've come up with this product right here. Now this is from CZU Home Security. And this is just a simple little latch that will close and open. Very simple, and it's very easy to install, and it provides a tremendous amount of security. When you latch this at night, that door is not going to open. Now, I want to keep in mind that if you're elderly or if you have an accident and you have an emergency situation where you need to have the fire department, police, or the paramedics come, they're not going to be able to get through this door with this type of security latch on it. So I'm recommending that this be used at nighttime to be able to keep your home a little bit more secure, to be able to give peace of mind. And also, if you use it during the daytime, you need to make sure that there's someone in your house that would be able to open this should an emergency arrive. And you need to be able to have the paramedics, fire, or police be able to get into your home. Now I'm going to put a link in the description below so that if you choose to purchase these, you can do so. Now in this kit, you're going to get 2 of these locks. So this is going to take care of 2 of my doors. Now in addition to that, you do have the 2-inch screws to be able to secure this in. I'm going to recommend that you change these out and put in a 3-inch screw. And I've already gone to the hardware store and bought 3-inch screws to replace these. Now you also have a little small 3/4 inch screw, and that's really just for the alignment purposes. Now they make it real easy to be able to install this because you can use this little small 3/4 inch screw and put it in right here in this one and make any adjustment that you need when you're installing this security device. And then once you have it where it needs to be, then you can put in the long 3-inch screws right here to be able to secure it. And with those screws, this is not going to allow that door to open. Now this has one more feature that I think is really nice. This slides easily to be able to secure it where that door won't open, and then slide back so that you can open the door. Well, you can adjust the tension on this. Right back here are 2 little Allen screws, and they even give you the Allen wrench right here to be able to do it. So you can just slip this in right there, and you can either tighten it or loosen it to be able to give the tension that you want on this little slide latch. And that is a really nice feature. One more item that comes into this kit is these little rubber pads. Now this rubber pad can actually go on the door itself. That way, when this is latched, that rubber pad can go on the door, and if the door is trying to be opened, you're not going to damage the door, and that's pretty good. So you can use this pad or not use the pad. Either way, your door is still protected, so keep that in mind too. To install this door catch, I'm going to be using a 3-inch. Now this is a number 10 3-inch screw that I'm going to be able to use in place of that 2-inch screw that comes with the package. Now by using a 3-inch screw such as this, it's going to allow you to be able to go all the way through the actual door frame itself and then into the framing of the home. And in most cases, that's going to be a 2x4. And that's going to give you a lot more security with having this going into the actual framing of the house itself. So I strongly recommend going with a 3-inch screw to be able to put in to this, and this will work just fine. And that will give you a lot of security going into that wall. Now one more thing that I want to tell you, that if the door is too close to the actual door jamb itself, and when you set this in there, if this plate hits the door, you may actually have to cut into the door jamb itself. and that's called mortising. In that case, you would need a hammer and a chisel and just pencil a line around this and then mortise this down 1/16 of an inch, and that way when you put that in, it's going to be flush with the wood. And now on my doors, I don't need to be able to do the mortise, but I'm going to show you at least the technique on what needs to be done. So where is the best place to locate this door blocker, this catch? Well, according to the instructions, you need to be at least 6 inches above the top of this lock. So anywhere from right here all the way up and around to this area is going to provide you the best security. Now, one thing I want you to keep in mind, if you have someone that's in a wheelchair, you need to be able to keep it lower. So I would suggest a person that is in a wheelchair, keep it down into this area so that if they need to open the latch or close the latch, they can easily do it from the comfort of the wheelchair itself. Now on my door, this is the top deadbolt, and I'm going to put it right up about this, just above the height of the light switch itself. And that way, if someone is in a wheelchair, they'd be able to reach up and be able to open that. So this is the location that I'm going to use to be able to put this in. Now I also have enough room between the door itself and the actual frame of the door so that I do not need to mortise this. I can just literally put this in here and then screw it in position. So this is the door jamb, and I'm going to put this right in this area, and I want to bring it down to right above that light switch. So I'm going to take the awl and I'm going to put it right there. That little small screw will go into there to hold it. Now the one thing that I did, and I want to show you these Allen screws right here and right here. You need to be able to adjust this with the Allen wrench provided to be able to get the proper tension. So I'm going to put this right back here, and then I'm going to put that screw in. Now with this short screw in place, we can actually check and make sure that this is going to work. It's far easier to be able to make the adjustment with just this one screw versus having all three in. Now I can easily close the door, and then I have the latch in place. And I'm going to go ahead and add this rubber pad and put it right there. So I'm just going to peel off the backing. Put it right there. That way if the door opens, it's going to hit that and it'll be fine. But that will take care of it. Let's go ahead and add those 3 screws in now. Now I'm using the 1/8 inch drill bit to be able to drill the pilot hole. Then I'm going to take the 3-inch screw and put it in. There we go. We'll put in the second one. And this is going all the way through the frame of the door itself into the 2x4 framing of the house. And you can see there was a lot of tension on that. So that's a lot of holding power. And that installation is completed. first thing I want to do is adjust the tension right here on this lock. And I'll stick that in, and I want to make this just a little bit looser. Doesn't need much. Let's take a look at it. That's not bad. It was just a little bit too tight before, and just making that small little adjustment really made a difference. Next, I want to align this where I want to put it. And again, I'm going to put it the height of the light switches. And that, I think, will be real good. I'm going to take and put that small screw right in there. Now again, there's enough space between the door itself and this jamb that I do not need to do the mortise to be able to sit this flush. If I did, I would just simply draw a pencil line around this area and then chip out with a chisel and a hammer so that this would be flush, and you only need to have it go down about a 1/16 of an inch. Let's put this screw in, and we'll check it out and make sure that it all works correctly. There we go. That looks real good. Let's test it out from inside the house. So inside the home, I have this latch. I can easily slide that, and that will prevent it. And if this is locked and this door opens, you can see it's going to hit and it's not going to allow someone to enter. And that is a good height for this. I'm going to do the same thing and add this little rubber pad. So I put the rubber pad right there, gives a little extra protection. And now let's put in the long 3-inch screws. Although it's not necessary, I'm going to use this awl, and I'm going to put a little hole right there in the center to be able to be a little bit of a guide for the drill bit. And with those 3 there, now let's use the 1/8-inch drill bit and drill those 3 holes. Okay, I've got the first 2 in. Let's get this 3rd screw in place. And there we go. All 3 screws are in, and the installation of this door blocker is now complete. Now, I'm a big fan of having security for your home, and that's why I wanted to be able to put in these door blockers in to be able to give some extra protection along with the deadbolts and the other security that I have on this door itself. Now, I do have an alarm system that put in for all the doors and windows throughout the entire home. That's another level of security, and yes, I have the signs out front to be able to deter anyone who wants to break in that yes, there's an alarm system. In addition to that, you can look right up here and you can see I have camera system. I have cameras around the entire perimeter of the home, also to be able to see if there's any type of intruder that is potentially wants to get into the house. So those are some levels of security that I have to prevent people from wanting to break in. Because quite frankly, if they see an alarm system with the sign out front, they're probably going to go elsewhere. Plus, if they see the cameras like this scattered around the house and I'm not trying to hide them, that is a big deterrent. But should they be bold enough to be able to want to enter, well, this door now is going to provide a lot of security in addition to the other door that I put this door blocker on. Now, I will say this is still a measure to be able to slow down an intruder. Hopefully, with the other measures that I have, they're just going to go to another house and leave this one alone. But should they try to enter in and they start trying to break through the door, that is going to give you some extra time to be able to hopefully escape the house or do whatever type of defensive measure that you believe in to be able to stop the intruder. It also gives you time to be able to call the police and dial 911 to be able to get help. But don't forget what I said in the very beginning. If you have this, where it's an elderly person and they have a medical emergency, you want to make sure that you have at least one of these door locks open so that the paramedics can be able to get in, or there's someone in the home that can open that latch, because that also is very important. You don't want to be able to keep emergency services from being able to get to the person that's in need inside the home. So I hope this gave you some information to think about and how to be able to secure your home. And if you liked this video, by all means, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button down there to be able to subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification so that you'll be notified of the different videos. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next video on whatever project that I'm working on. So for now, bye-bye everyone. See you real soon.